Hi there, my name is Dina Falconi. I'm an herbalist, educator, and the author of Foraging and Feasting and Earthly Bodies in Heavenly Hair. And what is amazing about today, what am I bringing you out here for, is to get you into the Pawpaw Grove. Here we are in early autumn in Hudson Valley in New York, and pawpaws are still ripening on the trees. In fact, this cluster, these two here that are hanging, are not ready yet. They're still hard, they're not emitting an odor, so I don't want to pick them before they're ready. So I'm going to leave those and come back, I think probably in about 3 or 4 days, maybe a week or so. So I'm going to let those go. It's important not to pick pawpaws before they are almost ripe, otherwise they won't ripen at all if you pick them too underripe. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so let's move through the Pawpaw Grove. I'm going to talk about the pawpaw as we do that. And this is an amazing fruit. What does it taste like? It tastes like a banana, melon, peach combo with a hint of vanilla and the texture of custard. Really, it's its own flavor. Some pawpaw fruits have a slightly bitter aftertaste, but this is the largest fruit that is luxurious and delicious that grows in North America. It is native to 26 states, so you will find this growing north to New York, to southern Ontario, west to Texas and Nebraska, and south to Florida. Its zones, USDA hardiness zones, are 5 to 8, and look at the size of it. It typically grows 20 to 30 feet tall. Where does it like to grow? It likes to grow in the edges of woodlands, in woodland clearings, down at river bottom edges where the woodland meets the river. It likes well-drained soil, although where we're standing, it's pretty clayey. What else to say about this amazing tree? It is something that likes to sucker about, so it likes to create a bit of a thicket. So come on over and I want to show you some details. Notice the pawpaw bark is gray, light gray, pretty smooth, but does have these lenticels, these little gentle bumps. Pawpaw leaves are ovate, they're eggy, they're egg-shaped with a pointy tip. So you can see that acuminate, this pointy tip. And they have also a little leaf petiole, a little leaf stalk right there. The margin is entire. It has no serrations, so you can see that. And if I were to crush this leaf and smell it, it would smell kind of burnt, which is an interesting thing. This leaf, by the way, is arranged alternately up the branch. Here's what the tip of the twig looks like with buds. Okay, I see a cluster of 3 up there, and I'm going to jump and try to grab them. Okay, here we go. Let me feel if they're ready to pick. Nope, still too hard. Okay, I'm going to let those babies roll for another few days or a week. But on the ground, right below the tree here, I see ripe pawpaws, and they have fallen from the tree. So whenever you're pawpaw foraging, you want to look around the tree. And here we have a slug that's liking our pawpaw, and I'm going to get rid of that slug. And this one is feeling pretty ready. I'd say this needs another day or 2. I've got another beauty right here. Ooh. This one needs to be eaten right now. This is the one I'm going to cut into and show you. And then I have another one right over here. Can you see that, baby? Also perfect. Perfect for eating right now. Okay, let's take you over to the cutting zone. Here are the 3 pawpaws we picked from the ground under the pawpaw tree. This one is not quite ready. I'd say another day or 2. This one is perfect. I can feel it giving nicely to my fingers. This one is very ripe, perhaps a little overripe for me, but other people love it at this stage. Now let's cut into it so you can see what's happening. Sometimes pawpaws can be 5 or 6 times the size of what we have in front of us. But we are grateful for these babies right now. And so let's cut this open so you can see what's going on. And you don't eat the skin, so you do not want to eat the skin. Open it up and you eat that sweet, soft, custard-like white flesh. And you do not eat these seeds. So these seeds, these black, dark brown seeds, let's see if I can, there's a membrane that surrounds them, and that's actually tasty to suck off as well. But can you see that seed? So there's many of those seeds in the pawpaws, and these seeds are what I'm going to talk about you planting right now in a moment. But let's keep up our focus with the fruit here, with this fruit pulp. So what do we do with this? We can eat this delicious pulp fresh, just right out of the fruit. We can actually save it and freeze it and use it for the following year. I still have some in my freezer. And how do we use this? Well, like I said, it's fresh eating, but it's also used in smoothies, in ice cream, in cheesecake, in mousses, in savory fruit sauces. So it's a very delectable, did I say that a million times already? It's very delectable. It's very sweet, and it has a very high mineral content for a fruit. So you have a high iron content and a high magnesium content, which is unusual for fruits. Okay, let's talk about planting it. Actually, before I do that, I want to quickly say that you could also experiment with where you might use a banana, where you might use a melon or even a peach. Yeah, and that you could substitute pawpaw for where you might use those other fruits. Of course, it's its own fruit, but just to give you a sense of where you might experiment with it. Okay, now I'm going to show you what goes on with this bucket. So I've got my fruit. I've got my seed, I mean, and these seeds are what make, you know, the big old trees, and I pluck those out, and those seeds are what I want to plant right away. I want to plant those seeds. I can plant them even with that fruit surrounding it, and I want to put those seeds into the ground right now. I don't want those seeds to stay out in the air for any length of time, because it decreases the germination very rapidly. If I was to store these for any length of time, I'd actually take some of the skin of the pawpaw and actually wrap the seeds in that skin, in the membrane, and then I want to put my lid on, so I don't want them to dry out, right? And I'm going to put that in the refrigerator and hope that it doesn't mold, but really I want you to plant these as soon as you can. So you would store this in the fridge for a few days, maybe a week or so, and then you plant. And let's talk about cultivating these. So you want to put them, these trees, don't forget, get 20 to 30 feet tall. So you want to consider that. They need 8 hours of light to produce fruit. You want to plant the seedlings, or ultimately thin them to they're 10 feet. The bark would be 10 feet apart and up to 30 feet apart, but not further, because they need to pollinate each other. So these seedling trees, these seeds will produce genetically diverse pawpaw trees that can pollinate each other. If you want fruit, you need to make sure you have 2 genetically diverse pawpaw trees, so clones cannot pollinate each other. You can have 2 different cultivars, 2 different seedlings, a cultivar and a seedling. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Okay, and the enthusiasm for me to see pawpaws growing everywhere is that they're this amazing gift from nature. They are delicious, nutritious, and we're in a sense restoring the native fruits of our region. So that's the other idea, is just to get the pawpaw revolution on, if you know what I'm saying. So if you've enjoyed this and you want more pawpaw info, I have a course that folks are asking about. It's called In the Wild Kitchen. It's my master class, and we go deep into pawpaw. We share delectable recipes there. You really take this lesson and just go exponential with it. So check it out. give us your email through the link in the text. You can sign up for our newsletter, and then you will be alerted to when In the Wild Kitchen is available, and it will be coming up soon. So I hope you've enjoyed this. See you next time. Thank you so much.